Hello, Flosstube. I am Corinne. This is Colleen, and we are the Grace Note Stitchers. It's been a little bit over a week. Today is Sunday, July 19th. Such a beautiful day out there, pretty but hot. So we are very happy to be here inside the air conditioning. So just a few little things to catch up on our life. In this past week on Wednesday, Colleen got the opportunity to go hand out flyers with our local church for a VBS program that's coming up this week, Vacation Bible School, if you've not heard of it. And that's coming up this week. So in the evening, all my girls will be at Teen Bible School. And then during the day, she's going to be doing a missions trip with Christian Endeavor. And you're going to be helping a woman, is it rebuild her porch? Do you know yet? No. So she's wearing her brother's work boots and taking his toolkit, and then they are whatever the person needs around their house, and it's here local. Because of COVID, it was the long-term trip in West Virginia was canceled. Yeah, that's exciting. So she will not be stitching near as much, but I'm sure she's gonna have lots of things to tell you. Mm-hmm. We're preparing to go back up to my parents, so we have to figure out what projects we're going to be taking with us, and I'm excited to know, it's still in July, so I'm going to take my Uno. I'm excited to know how much time I'm going to actually have to stitch this time, because it's no holidays and nothing's really planned. It's a relaxing trip. I am still going to be teaching piano through FaceTime, so I will still be working. But anyway, we'll see what we get done. But Colleen has something new she's been doing, and I'll let you explain, because she hasn't even told me.
So this basket's just been sitting unused, so I chose to use it for like how she has, especially with the Uno, that they do online spinning or something, and they have like 4 projects chosen, so I just put numbers like of the days that I had. I don't think they needed the numbers, but I just put names of the projects that I did in Mania. So if once I get bored of working on a project, because now I don't have a limit of how many days I work on something. So if I get bored, I'll just pull one and go work on it.
So she's been working on a little bit more than normal. Mm-hmm. So the peppermint purple Year of Black work has been my relief one. I only got 1 square, maybe 2 squares done. I think I took one out and redid it. So this one might have been done twice. So I got a little bit more done on my Year of Black work. Again, I'm so far behind. Now, I was in the group and like, oh, you're not behind. Nobody's behind because you can start this at any time. I totally get that. But to feel caught up, you're where the release is. I did figure out, I think it's this one, the big one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it's this one here. This one here. They made an alternate, which is now since taken down. So if you missed the alternate, find somebody who has it and can give it to you. It's this one here. I'm hoping Colleen will do the alternate, because I probably would have. It's diagonal, and there's another block around here somewhere that they have it diagonal again, but they have the alternate of it being vertical. I don't know. I kind of think I would have liked having the vertical. I don't know. So she was talking about Uno. So every day, I forget who does it. They spin the wheel. It's in Semi-Sane Stitchers. And if it's whip 1, you pull out whip 1. If you're on whip 4 and they do a reverse, then you have to go back to whip 1. Whip 3 would be reversed to whip 2. They also have draw 2, so that's what I'm currently on. And 2 days ago, I was working on whip 3, which is my focus right now. I can't wait to show you this one. So whip 3 was my focus 2 days ago, because that's what it was called. And then the next day was wild card. So I'm like, I'm already working on whip 3. I'm going to just go ahead and keep working on whip 3, because that was choose your own. And then draw 2 is pick 2 different projects, that you do 100 stitches from each one. So I did 100 stitches. I did like 1,000 stitches maybe on whip 3 again. And then I pulled out Mulan. So Mulan has gotten just a little bit of attention since you've seen it last. But it's going to get more attention after this video, because this is where I'm heading. Because today in Myth and Magic, any ingredients you turn in, you get double points. So I want those double points. So that's my whip 1. My whip 2 is Cinderella. And yeah, I cringe every time they say it, because I always find something that needs fixed. But you know what? At the same time, I'm really happy that I did pick Cinderella because without Uno, Cinderella would be getting no attention. Excuse me, I'm going to be blocking you for a second, Colleen.
And with this one, every time she'd be like, ugh, guess what I'm working on?
Okay, so I'm not in love with it. And what's crazy about it is that Mirabilia, so I've always been in love with Mirabilia, but I've never done one. Yeah, see?
I did finish mine before she went to when you made it work.
So mine was lavender and lace, but I have all these Mirabilia patterns. And by all, I mean, like, I got a ton, okay? So I've always been in love with them. And there's ones that I have pulled out of here, too. So she picked a Mirabilia. My other daughter picked one that she was going to do. Never did. And Colleen's turned out so beautiful. And she did it so quickly. I was like, I really got to start a Mirabilia. So I started Sleeping Beauty because my husband likes it. I don't like it. It's Greek looking. And it's just not my favorite. She's like, you know.
It's like a toga she's wearing.
Yeah, it's Greek. Totally Greek. But my husband's in love with this thing. And it is gorgeous in the colors. So I enjoyed, and I say that again, enjoyed working on it until I found some mistakes. And then it was again, I'm cross country at heart. I keep pulling myself back from that. And, so since Sleeping Beauty went away, and then I started this Cinderella as my next Mirabilia. And I don't know, just, it's not my passion. And I'm not going to say Heaven and Earth is my passion either. I know people love full coverage. I'm actually finding I'm not a huge full coverage lover. I do like some of it. I'm like so all over the place with my taste. So anyway, every time they say something, Whip 2, I cringe. But after I'm working on it, I am so super glad that I am, because without Uno, I wouldn't be working on it at all. So, it is crazy that you feel like you have to force yourself, but I know that this one, it's going to be so pretty, and this is going to probably be my favorite thing to hang on the wall. So, I know I want that end product more than anything else. It's the getting there. So, that's Whip 2. Whip 3. Okay. I know you're probably tired of my story. Whip 3 is my summer Quaker. Again, if it wouldn't be for Garon toten bags and their totten bags and their special bag for this, I don't know if I would have bought it. But I kept looking at it going, those colors are drawing me. So if you're a person who doesn't really love Quaker patterns, but you find one that just speaks to you and you're just like, you know, that's not really my style, but there's one that just for some reason, do it. Like, seriously, just do it. Why? Each one of these little motifs is so much fun to do, because if you've never done one and you choose to do it, go with the specialty flosses, because I will say 100% certainty with if I did this in DMC, I wouldn't be loving it. It'd be kind of boring.
Which found out that the black is DMC, like all the other stuff.
Yep.
Is specialty.
The only DMC I have is black. So before I start on Mulan, I will be finishing this bee, and then I will put this aside to work on Mulan. But first I'll show it to you, and then I'll talk about my progress. This has been so much fun to work on, and I think that's why people do Quaker. You can change things up really easily, like over here hidden. They had a place for you to put what year you're working on it, or whatever year you want to commemorate. Yeah, you can see it. Sorry, I'm probably making you seasick. And then your own initials. So just this week, I've done this entire flower. Again, it's out of place by one stitch.
That's her. I am good on that part. She was always just like, this huge section's all messed up.
But I'm a mom. I'm just going to make my excuses now. I'm a mom. I have 4 kids. I have a husband and 2 dogs. And what does Paris do when I'm stitching?
She like goes and like puts her nose and just like
flips this up to get underneath of it. So you're in the middle of counting.
Mm-hmm.
And you think you don't lose your hole. My husband and my son talk very loudly around me, one on either side of me, and like I'm counting, and they'll say, "We're not talking to you."
Mm-hmm. And then if I'm counting or something, like Dad says something to me and he's like, "Oh, I'm counting."
Yeah, he makes fun of her. So this was off by 1. So I went ahead and left these be off just because I wanted them to be in the right place. And this, if I would have taken it up into the right place, they would have been touching. So I left that be off. But here I got myself put back into position. So I'm very happy. All of this around it is, so this is the only thing really over here. And this is as far right as I have to go. I got my first page finished, and page 2, and page 3.
Done?
Yeah, I'm done with pages 1 through 3. I just told her about page 1 the other day. All I had left was this here of page 2. So I did that last night at 2 a.m. And a little bit of, I don't know. But anyway, I got all of this done. And I love this motif, which is what they took the needle minder from. And so I'll be taking the Q-snap off shortly so I can come back over. This is in all 9 pages. The bottom 3 will have this much empty space. And the right, I guess this is right for you. The right 3 actually only have like, I don't know, maybe 30 stitches on those pages. So it's not, when I say I have 3 pages done, it's not like really 3 full pages. But it's enough to see great progress. And the way I'm doing it is I have every color threaded with the needle. Because of them being silks, I don't want to ruin them by threading and rethreading. So I have, what, 12 needles in my box ready to go. And it does work out very nicely that I just can put it down and pick it up when I need to finish off a motif. Other than that, again, I do my cross-country thing, which is why I got off, because I was doing all the leaves. It's like, I'm working with this color, I just want to keep working with this color. And it gets me in trouble, and you would think I'd learn. And no, I'm not going to grid my fabric, because that would take even longer. And then that's stitching time that would be gone. Yeah, I rationalized. So do different is my Uno before. And again, oh my gosh. So if you've never done a black work, I love purples.
Purple.
Find something that speaks to you. There's 2 or 3 that I just really, really liked. Colleen actually did help me pick this one. This has a verse, something about being more precious. I actually have it sitting right here, because I gotta read this to you. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. This is what it will look like when it's done. Hopefully you can see that through the plastic. But I really liked that, and I thought my husband will really like it. And why is that so important? Because he lives here too. He's got to look at what I put on the walls. But even more than that, when people come to visit, he takes them around and he shows them all the stuff that I've done, because he's really proud of the work that I do. I'll show you what I've got in progress, and then let's talk about that pride a little bit. So I got all of this done, and now I'm filling in. So I think I only had this part done. So I have finished all of that and getting that filled in. So this one's coming along. It's going to be big. I have to take this off my Q-snap and get it into scroll rugs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I pull out one of my Uno pieces, he says to me, just work on the one you're on. I'm like, but I'm doing Uno. Finish something. Finish something. I know my coffee's going at me, but he's like, just finish something. I'm like, no, I can't. So we disagree on that.
That's my mindset for Goose Girl. I really spent a lot of time on this, and I'm gonna hold it up. Mm-hmm. So I stopped doing it. I'm working on a bed tail, but I'll show you this one. I had this on a 11 by 11 Q-snap. So the fabric is actually much bigger than I thought it was, because I kept looking like, I barely have any edges. Like, where's my stitch gonna go? And don't have time or space for framing and stuff. But it's much bigger once I put it out.
This is a nice size. But you got tired of working on it?
No, I'm not tired. I felt like I was neglecting other projects, which I need to get back to my Haid.
Oh, our poor Haids.
Yeah.
Those are not going to my parents.
No, I wouldn't.
I'd love to take my Lowry, but I'm not taking my Lowry.
This bread towel, it's like I've started on the like farthest one to the bottom, that's the last one. Like, it's just a small corner of the fabric. I dyed in cherries, but I'm like, I still have back stitching, but this is gonna be for my grandmother. So I don't know if I want to take it off. Because I don't want to,
yeah.
I don't want to show, like, I don't
So
want to
that's what it looks like, all opened up, if you've never seen a bread cloth. I mean, it's neat, it's Aida. But they're washable. I don't know that I will wash it before giving it as a gift. Because it does, the fringe will get, what do you say, tight, knotted, matted. She does a very nice job with her stitches. And Grammy still talks about her Mirabilia. She just loves looking at it. She got it back from the framer. And Colleen's going to try to remind me to put a picture of it all framed. It's not the best. I would just warn you right now that it's not the best quality picture. It's the best that she could do. Maybe I'll get a better picture when I'm up there. But I'll drop that in the video. And I still have to drop the video of congratulations, Colleen, from the orthodontist. I didn't put that in last time. I said I was going to give them the nice little welcoming sign. And if you're wondering why we are all dressed up, this is just what we wore to church today. And we're like, you know what? While we still look presentable, let's... But I'm going to show you my skirt because I love it. And I got compliments on it today. So you can wear them up here, but I've lost more weight that it doesn't stay up here anymore. And it slides down. But some of the ones I have, it actually makes it look like a dress when you wear it up here. But I think that the sweater material definitely takes that away. But I love it with my pockets. But I was seriously walking across the parking lot with my husband, and somebody yells out, "I really like your skirt." And I turned and I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And then she's like, "Oh, and I love your shoes." And I'm like, "Thank you." I gotta show you my shoes because I'm a shoe person. So you think I'm into cross stitch? I am so into shoes. And they've got rose gold backs on the bows. So can I tell you a story quick? So these shoes are Ted Baker. And they have rose gold accents here. I don't normally wear Ted Baker shoes that cost this much. This was my recital dress, top two. So 3 years ago, every year when we hold the piano recital, it's a super formal thing. The kids wear their Easter dresses or the best dress that they have, because when you dress nicely, you behave better. So I'd want little boys wearing clothes that make them uncomfortable so that they're not sitting there laying on the seats waiting for their turn to play piano. But you also perform better because you expect more of yourself. So that's why we dress up when we perform. But this was my dress, and it just felt like I did not have the perfect shoes. So I found these online with the rose gold, and I was like, oh. So King of Prussia is about an hour from here. The King of Prussia Mall. I called them and they had one in my size. And you went with me. Do you remember that? It was like the week of the recital, 2 days before. It was the Friday before. I'm like, and if they don't have, if they don't match my dress or they don't fit well, then we are just out of luck. I'm just gonna have to wear old black shoes. And yeah, go ahead, make fun of me because I have 10 pairs of black heels, but they're all different. Something is different about every one of them, and they're all special in their own way. So these are my only patent leather ones with rose gold and rose gold. I love the heel. So anyway, the lady was like, and I love your shoes. I'm like, oh, thank you. And I said, my husband was asking me why I was wearing them. And she goes, well, I wouldn't be able to walk in them. And I'm like, yeah, these are my slow walking heels. You just take smaller steps and a slower pace. And you can, of course, walk in stilettos. They're not really stilettos in my opinion. But anyway, so that's my little story. I love shoes. And every year at the recital, my husband lets me get a new, I never say I buy it. But he takes me shopping and helps me pick out something special. Because it is kind of my day. I'm the teacher, and I don't love this about the recital, but all the parents bring grandparents. This is Mrs. Simpson. You've just got to meet her. She's like most wonderful. And it kind of makes you feel like a celebrity, but at the same time, it makes me shrink. So at least when I'm wearing a new dress, or especially my new shoes, you know, you feel like somebody special. So when people are all coming up to you, you kind of feel like you deserve it. Because other than that, I totally do not feel like I deserve it. I don't need any self-help things. I know that we're all special. Because we are, and there's something special about each of us. It's just that in a whole mob crowd of people, I don't like that feeling at all. This was Colleen's recital dress for this year.
And I didn't get to wear it for the recital, but...
Because it's virtual. Yeah. All right, so we are going to do a drawing. Again, if you... Never mind, we've already had the enter. We're doing Dance of the Bumblebee by Bent Creek. It's a Bent Creek mini. The person who won didn't ever email me. I don't want to know what just happened upstairs if you heard that thud. But anyway, Colleen's going to draw another name from the people who had entered before. Okay. And the winner is...
Cammy Tweety.
Cammy Tweety, if you've won this, or you have won this, please email me or put a message underneath and I'll contact you. But I need your email and your address, but I don't want you putting your address there, but you could put your email underneath. My email is gracenotestitchers@gmail.com if you want to send a message. I'm also on Instagram. We are on Instagram if you'd rather send a message that way. Just Grace Notes Stitchers. Right? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I think that wraps up this week. Very nice being with you all. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us. We appreciate you. We appreciate your comments. I cannot wait to see if I can get my Quakers done by the time Uno's done. And Colleen is going to work really, really hard on that towel.
Okay.
No, breadcloth. To see if she can get that done before we go to Grammy's. So that you have something else to take.
Okay.
See? I'm challenging her. All right. So for this week, we're going to say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.